Hey guys, JWhisp here, and welcome back to Minecraft Hardcore in 1.19, the Wild Update. So here we are back in our amazing world, and we are on, we're already on day 70, we've almost survived 100 days in Hardcore Minecraft. But here we are in our sort of new settlement. I'm really enjoying this. So in the last episode, we built this giant storage barn, and I think it's pretty cool. I went for adding more chests instead of decorating it super all out, but yeah, we've got a lot of storage done already. Our previous house was in a swamp, a mangrove swamp village, and I moved all the items from those chests into this storage house. But since the last episode, you may notice that we really spiced things up around here. So this is the vibe I decided I want for this new village. I was saying in the last episode how I wanted a sort of like mushroom, cottagecore, frog themed village, and this is what I went for. Now I actually have the ability to grow big mushrooms and growing them on podzol now because I was doing a bit of enchanting, and it's not the best pickaxe because it only has efficiency 3, but we got silk touch. I also did some more enchanting because I got a lot of XP, and the reason I got that XP is because I mined a ton, and I mean a ton of quartz in the nether. And if you don't know, quartz drops a ton of XP. But the reason I did that is because in this barrel right here, I think, yep, I have all the blocks I want to use for our new house. Now I think I'm actually gonna emit the mushroom stems and brown mushrooms and just use red mushrooms and smooth quartz, but it's gonna be pretty cool. To keep on with the mushroom theme, I'm gonna build a sort of like cottagecore mushroom house, and eventually we will build a giant cottagecore mushroom fantasy medieval village all around it. But first, I've got some name tags. So in the last couple episodes, I've been asking for names for my donkey and also names for a frog. And as you can see, I used all my leads to bring some animals over here. I brought my allays, I brought some 2 frogs just so I could breed them. And as you can see, we have lots of frogs around here. But I have our 2 names. So for our donkey, we're going to name her Olive because someone suggested that and I thought it was really fun. And Bogart for our frog. I mean, Bogart, look. He's such a bogart. Now, this actually isn't the same frogs from my mangrove swamp village, because those frogs were a slightly different color. I actually got these frogs from a nearby biome over there. There's also a flower forest biome over there, where I got some sunflowers. So what we're going to do in this episode is build a really awesome cottagecore mushroom house, and also, right before this episode started, maybe like 10 seconds, I got the voluntary exile achievement, which means we have the bad omen effect. So, if we still have it by the time we're done building, which I think we will, then maybe we can do a raid. But even though we named our donkey and our frog, I need some new name suggestions because in the last episode, towards the end of last episode, we caught ourselves a couple of allays. Look how adorable they are. And I'm gonna need name suggestions for them. So before we go on to building this starter house, and the reason I say starter house is because we haven't really built like a good house for us yet, and we're already on episode 7, but I want to give a sort of rundown of what I did to make this area a lot prettier. Obviously, I bone mealed the grass. I also put some moss down, and if you don't know, you can bone meal moss, and the moss spreads and also sometimes grows these bushes. I grew lots of mushrooms, and the reason I have these particles everywhere is because I actually took all my spore blossoms and put them underneath the mushrooms, and I put a lot so that we could get a lot of these particles floating around because I really like the vibe it gives. I also put some under here. I think I went a little bit overboard, and I think eventually I will take some out because I don't think I need this many. There's a lot of particles, but, you know, I enjoyed it. I think it's pretty. And then for the background, now if we head outside here, this is actually what this area looked like before. It was 100% a plains biome. But to make it a bit prettier, we did some layering with the trees. We did small oak trees and birch trees and mushrooms in the front. And then in the second layer, I tried to grow some slightly taller oak trees. And then at the end, we did the tallest of tall spruce trees where you use 4 saplings. And then on the outside, I grew some smaller spruce trees just to sort of, you know, close the outside. So from the outside, it's not anything too crazy, but from the inside, it looks like this magical, dense forest that almost seems a little bit scary to go into. Look at this. I really like the vibe this creates, and I also really like the frogs we have everywhere. So if you're enjoying the series so far, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's get started on this starter house. So I needed some inspiration, and I didn't really know how to start with this build because I've never done anything like this, but I really wanted to make it work. So what I did was I head into JWhisp's super flat world, where in this world I actually create and test out all the builds, or some of the builds I want to make, and here's what I came up with, and I really like it. Now this house only has to be decorative. I don't really need things like crafting tables or furnaces or chests because we'll have buildings for all of those in our village. So I'm really excited how this turned out, and let's get started with the build. Okay, so there is our giant storage barn. I think the perfect place for this mushroom house will be right here on this little plateau. So what I'm going to do is sort of clear out this area, get rid of some trees, flatten out some of the grass, do some excavating, and hopefully at the end, it'll look pretty good. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of digging, but I wasn't really being careful. My shovel's almost broken. I have efficiency 4, but I totally forgot I don't even have unbreaking 3. So we can go back to our storage barn now, get rid of some of this dirt, and get our new building blocks for the house. Now, some of you will actually be proud to know I am organizing my items. That might not seem like a big deal, but if you've been watching me for a while, I don't think I've ever organized my items in a survival let's play. I sort of just throw everything in the same chest and hope for the best, but this is a different survival let's play. I'm really trying with this one, as you can see with the new editing style, and that means I'm organizing my items. Listen, if you can't tell, even in real life, I am not an organized person. When teachers in school would ask me to get out my homework, I'd be shuffling through my book bag for 10 minutes, but let's be honest, I didn't even have my homework done. Bada bang, bada boom. Okay. The build is done. Kind of. So, here we have the mushroom house. As you see, I changed it up a bit from the original build. I'm gonna get this one block that's floating. It's bugging me. But I still think it looks pretty good, and I'm a fan of it. But this build isn't giving me the magical, fantasy cottagecore mushroom vibe I want. And that's because with building, the magic isn't in the build, but the magic is in the details. So even though I think it looks pretty good now, I might make some more adjustments. That middle part of the stem might need to be a bit wider, but I think it looks pretty good, and I'm really enjoying it. I decided to, instead of having quartz slabs under there, go for spruce. I think it gives a better look. And then down here, we don't have much room, but on this top floor, we actually have a decent amount of room. So as you see, I could actually fit a lot up here. I could fit some beds, chests, crafting tables. The only slightly annoying thing is I don't have windows in the sides, which I really like, so I opted for this sort of skylight situation, which actually looks pretty nice, and as you can see, during the daytime at least, lets in enough light for me to really see everything I need to, so I would only need a couple lanterns in here to make it really nice. So now here's what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is head to our storage barn and grab a ton of bone meal, because we're gonna bone meal this whole area up to get flowers, and then we're gonna bone meal it with moss, and after that we're gonna bone meal some mushrooms, some oak, mostly oak trees, occasional spruce trees, and occasional birch trees as well, and then the giant spruce trees. What I might do though is immediately next to my house, I think I'm gonna build one or two, just like a couple custom trees, since custom trees always look better. And also I think I am gonna add another small pond. I think having a series of these tiny little flowing ponds around here look really, really nice. But as always, if you have any suggestions or anything you want to see around this build, let me know, because I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say and what you guys think of these builds. Okay. That took actually a lot longer than I thought, adding all the trees and the mushrooms and stuff, but I think it really turned out nice. So here we go. I decided to connect these two areas with the trees and the pathways, and we have our mushroom house. Now, this is a lot closer to the vibe I want, but it's not quite the vibe I want. I think I want to change the ground a bit more, because right now it's a bit messy. I think I want to cut some of the grass, add some different flowers, and then maybe along with the moss and dirt, add some podzol. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But yes, we have the mushroom, and as for the inside, like I said, upstairs we actually have a lot more room. Now, I added the spore blossoms inside because I want the particles to make this feel a little more alive. I don't know, I didn't really decorate it, I just add some random stuff, and I was like, hey, that's good enough for me. But the spore blossoms are really what does it for me. Underneath each mushroom is a load of spore blossoms. Now, if you need a lot of spore blossoms, it's actually not that hard, as long as you can find a lush cave, which is pretty easy because you just have to find an azalea tree above ground. In every lush cave, I can get like half a stack of spore blossoms, more or less. So yeah, but here we go. So what I decided to do is here we have our mushroom house. And we're gonna have smaller mushroom village houses, maybe like all along here, you know. I eventually want villagers in here. I can fit some more in here. But then I sort of started to create a pathway for our future expansion, which is going to be down here. So obviously I haven't built anything yet, but I used the trees. I created sort of the trees sort of act as a like artificial border. Obviously we can still travel between the trees if we have to, but it sort of gives us an outline for where our area is. You know, the trees make it very distinct for like here is our build, but it's definitely a bit messy. So I think what I'm going to do eventually is take down some spore blossoms, because I think like before I just went a little spore blossom happy and had too many, but I do want a good amount still. I want a lot of these particles because I think they look really, really nice, and I'm a fan of it. So now that our cottagecore mushroom house is done, we've got to get going because we only have 16 minutes left with our bad omen. If you didn't know, bad omen effects actually aren't infinite, even though they say they're infinite. They only last for, what, I think an hour, 2, 3, something like that. They definitely are not infinite. So we're gonna head to a village. I know where some villages are because, you know, our starting area had like 4 of them, and we can do a raid. Now, raids can be hard and I might die, so hopefully I don't. However, there is a chance we will get things like emeralds and totems of undying, which are really useful in hardcore. Okay, so this is one of the desert villages near our spawn, and I decided to come in from this side, and what I actually noticed is there's a desert temple over there. I never noticed that before, but let's head inside of the village and start this raid. The reason I did it at this village and not the one our actual like mangrove swamp village is in is because just in case this is a flop, I want to be extra careful and extra safe, and I don't want to die. So let's see if we can actually get ourselves on top of a village house here just to start, so I have like an area to see where everyone is. Oh, okay, let's go help out the Iron Golem. Okay, I think the Iron Golem will help, but this Iron Golem isn't too strong. I should have maybe brought some iron to strengthen him up. Oh, dang, this Iron Golem's, he's doing work. Okay, let's take out some pillagers by ourselves. I'm not sure how strong this raid is, though. Another thing is raids actually have tiers. Some raids are a lot harder than others. All raids have different numbers of waves. So some raids could only have, you know, a few waves, and some... I've had raids go on for, like, a long, long time. So, let's see. Oh, there they are. Oh, okay. I forgot if you ring the bell, it shows where everyone is. Oh, he hit my shield, so I can't use it for a little bit. Okay. Oh, they don't do too much damage to me. It's okay. What enchantments do I have on my sword? I forget. I think I have... Okay, knockback and sharpness. I do have a good amount of golden apples if I need to, but what I'm actually gonna do, let's break away from this fight really fast. Let me do this. Okay. I just want my enchanted golden apples in the hotbar in case I need. I don't really care if any of these villagers die. Woo! Okay, the crossbow guys don't do a lot of damage, but I have to be careful for the guys with the axes, because not only do they do a lot of damage, but they also can prevent me from using my shield for a certain amount of time. Okay, we've got one more. Let's try to figure out where he is. Oh, there he is. Okay, here we go, here we go. Okay, we do have a Ravager, so let's be careful. I'm gonna start by trying to weaken the Ravager with my bow, just because I don't want to have to take it on myself, because Ravagers can do a lot of damage. Like 1 or 2 hits from a Ravager and I could die, if I'm being honest. Okay, time to get away, time to get away. These guys do so much damage, I'm scared. Okay, I wonder if I get on top of that house, if that'll be good for taking out the Ravager. I don't have many arrows, but I do have a good amount, so I can hopefully just... Okay! Oh, I got him! I didn't think I would get him! And hey, he dropped a saddle, which is pretty good. Okay, look at that! Whew. That's nice, because I only have that one saddle for the donkey we have, so now I can get ourselves a horse, which would be pretty nice. Okay, we have 2 enemies remaining. I think there was a witch I saw, and a guy with a crossbow. There you are. Okay, here we go, another wave. Let's get on top of this house, and what I'm going to try to do is take out the Ravagers with just my bow, because I'm a little scared. And they're kind of far away. I don't think they really know where to go, but I'll start to draw. Oh, they're all in the water. Oh, that's actually really good because I can go a lot faster than them. Look at this. Look. Boop. And the knockback actually does help. I'm not a fan of knockback, but for hardcore, maybe knockback is the meta. I'm just hoping these guys don't go to my mangrove swamp village because that would really stink. Okay, we do have poison, so we've got to be careful. Oh my gosh, these guys with speed are really fast. Okay, I'm gonna get a golden apple in here, just because I'm kind of low on health. Okay, let's take a second. The witches, oh, when they hit you with a potion of harming, that really does a lot of damage. Okay, let's do another golden apple. I have tons of gold and tons of apples, so I'm not really concerned if I'm being honest about using all my golden apples. Plus, living in hardcore is a lot more important than, not living. So, I'm gonna do what I can to survive. Okay, let's do one more golden apple. No, they hurt the frog! I heard them hurt the frog. Now I'm mad. Now we have to be careful. You stuck? Oh, we got a lot. Okay, we got a couple guys stuck in here. Dang. That's easy. The hardest is yet to come. Okay. There's only 2 raiders remaining. However, I'm gonna try to see if there's any beds I can sleep in to make it daytime. Just because I don't want to have to be fighting zombies as well. That's just gonna make it harder. Oh wait, it says raid defeat. Does that mean the raid is over? I honestly don't know. I think I can still complete the raid, right? Or do I have to finish? Oh, they're cheering because they won. I think I still have to finish, right? Or at least finish this wave. Or no? Am I done? Is that it? Oh, okay. I guess we're done. Well, I didn't get the chance to get any totems of undying, but, you know, we got a saddle, a couple emeralds, a crossbow. You know, it's still okay. I guess it's time to just, head back to our base now. That kind of stinks. I didn't realize that if you got a total defeat, that, the raid just stopped. I think I've only lost a raid, like, once or twice, and that was around the release of 1.14, so a few years ago. But before we head back, I think I'm gonna raid this desert temple. I don't know if I've raided it before or not. I might have not raided it before, but hopefully it's still got some goodies for me. And nope, definitely have raided it before. Okay, and here we are back in the village. I think what I'm gonna do for now is most of our storage is going to be in the storage room, like most of the things I want to store. However, all my important, valuable, close items to me will be in my house. So like my shulker boxes and my ender chest, with all my valuables and all the swords and weapons and armors that I use, or maybe important items to me, those can be in the house. But yeah, I'm honestly a huge fan of this. This is a lot different of a style than I normally do. I normally go for more of a medieval / Nordic, like Viking type vibe. So the whole cottagecore mushroom thing is a little new to me. So if you guys have any tips to make this aesthetic more cottagecore, let me know down in the comments below. But honestly, I really like it. I love the mushrooms, I love the grass, but I think the particles are a bit much. I think I'm going to try to calm it down with the spore blossoms, just to get a few less particles in here. I do like a lot of particles floating around, but I think they should be just some small details. I don't think they should be overwhelming this area. Okay, see, when I cut down some of the spore blossoms, that's a lot better. But yeah, I think this house is really cute, and honestly, I'm really proud of it. I think it's really fun. But anyways, guys, that is all for today's episode. As always, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you have any name suggestions for these little friends right here, let me know down below. You know, we can give them some items, they'll search for it. Let's see if they can actually search for arrows, because, I need some arrows after that fight. I've got them on a leash, though, so I don't think they'll go anywhere. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode, found it fun, entertaining, or useful, let me know down in the comments below, and also consider leaving a like and subscribing for more videos like this. I've been putting a ton more effort into these videos, spending much more time editing and recording, so if you guys enjoy the new style, or just enjoyed the videos in general, please consider leaving a like. I'm really trying hard with these videos, and I appreciate it. But my name is JWhisp. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun this episode, and I will see you guys all in the next one.